Let's turn our Bible to Genesis chapter 15. Genesis chapter 15 from verse 1 we read.
After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying,
Okay, just finish it for one.
Okay, do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward.
Praise God.
Amen.
After these things, everyone say after these things.
After these things.
After these things. Last week we studied on this same man Abraham. I'm being led to study this because what we'll find out today is that various things God is speaking about to us today, about how we live our lives and the conquerors are actually embedded in the life of this man called Abraham. After these things, what are the things God is talking about? After these things, in Genesis chapter 12, God called Abraham. When God called Abraham, He told him to leave his country. Just one second. He told him to leave his country. Praise God. And the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 12 that Abraham obeyed and left his country. While I was studying this, the Spirit of God just made me to realize that when Abraham left his country, he knew and he understood he was not going to come back again. We all once in a while go back to where we came from. Once in a while we make that trip to go and see our parents. Once in a while we make that trip to go to our country. There's this thing about us to identify with our roots. That's why my sister, after how many years, she just said, I can't take it. Let me take all my children to Kenya. It's in us. But that day, Abraham knew. Because when we're talking about the blessings of Abraham, I pray God will give us mine. What we're studying today is huge. We have to understand it from that standpoint. The man knew that was the last day he was going to spend in his house. Nothing more. And somehow I believe maybe that is that affinity to his house that made him to take Lot. Because he knew that whoever he didn't see that day, he may never see that person again. As he made that journey to live, he just took his cousin. It was too much. It was too much. But he moved. You will move in Jesus' name. You make that move. What I'm talking about faith, these are the things I'm talking about faith. It's not that he moved knowing where he was going. His movement also was what? In faith. It was like, it could be anywhere, just come. You know, when we travel today, when you buy your ticket, you know where you're arriving. If you want to go to London, maybe you buy an air ticket, you know it's Heathrow, or Gatwick, or Stansted. That wasn't the journey God called Abraham to me. The destination was where I will do what? Show you. If you're 75 years old, one thing you want, the least thing you want to make is that kind of journey. Hello? If you are that old, a journey you don't know where you're going to start, and a journey you don't know where you're going to end. At that age, that's the age of retirement now. Most people today at that age are sitting in their homes, enjoying their pensions. But that's the age God has. So that when we're talking about the blessings of Abraham, you begin to understand and ask God, let me also do what he did. That what happened to me will happen to me. But God said some interesting things in Genesis 12. Turn the Bible to Genesis 12. He says, now the Lord had said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and I will make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. I will bless them that bless thee, 5, and I will curse them that curse thee, 6. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Underline that word, all the families. God said, all the families of this world. So when you understand the blessing that God is talking about, it has to do with Abraham. There's no family that can be blessed that you won't attribute or see that blessing on what God said to this man. God said all the families in the world, now and in the future, is through you, Abraham. So that Abraham knew what God was asking, what he was going to carry, and what he was carrying. He said every family in this world is through you, Abraham. And like I said before, the first thing we need to understand is what? Obedience and faith. Abraham, like I explained to you, knew that was the last time in his house. For him to come into this blessing, he needs to obey. And for him to have this blessing, he needs to trust him that has called him. God said he will be a blessing. And through him shall all the families of the earth be blessed. I'll ask us this question. What is this blessing that God is talking about? What is God talking about? Sometimes it's vague in our minds. Sometimes you don't understand. Blessing is a big word. My name is even blessing. What is God talking about? Let's turn our Bible to Deuteronomy 28. From this one. God will help us to do that place to preach. Moses was the person God now explained what he told them. You know, God told Abraham is through you, all the families. But God now explained it in details, what he was talking about to Abraham. Because if we don't get this foundation right in our Christian theology and philosophy, we can just, grab things, but we won't really understand. But I want us to fully comprehend it and ask God that we will walk in them. And as we walk in them, we will be blessed in the name of Jesus. Deuteronomy 28, I'll read. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently. Remember, Abraham hearkened diligently. That's the first condition. Leave your father's house. Something difficult, but he did it. And it says, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, hearing God's voice.